But now I can log in on Facebook, I could log in on Bigo, I could log in on Snapchat, and I have an idea what you look like, how old you are, Oh, Louisa, what is love? What's your definition of love? Before my late mother passed away, may her soul rest in peace. She used to say that the difference between now and then, because that's what we're talking about then and now that there's technology, is that in the past you know before you love, but in the present we love before we know.
Hey fam, welcome to another mind-blowing episode of Explore with Louisa. Today I'm so excited because today I'm not the only one here on the mic. I have someone I respect so dearly to me. So we have a personal and a business development coach, of course. He's the CEO of Mistra, the human capital company. And he's a man who's been helping individuals and brands grow with clarity and strategy. Without further ado, please help me welcome Mr. Eromonsele Imomon. I hope I got that right.
Yeah, my name is Michael Eromonsele Imomon. Yeah, so very fantastic bio there that you put together. That's some good data gathering that you have proved to us today. So thank you guys for joining us on Explore with Louisa, and I'm happy that you have me here. So let's crack on.
Okay, so thank you so much for joining us. And so from your bio, Mr. I'll call you me, right?
Yeah, fantastic. That's good.
For the rest of our pod, right? So for me, from your past or from your background, you're a coach, you're a personal brand strategist, you're a mentor. But today's topic is rather different from what you're used to, right? So today we're going a bit different from the norm. And we'll be talking about dating and data. So, right, so how do you feel about it? Like, let me hear thoughts in your head. What do you think? Are you pumped?
So it's interesting that you think that what I do is a bit far from what we're discussing today, but trust me, it's a pleasure being here because we deal with people, male, female, and relationships are part of daily lives. Relationships affect people at work. So this is what affects people every day. And, being a personal development officer doesn't necessarily mean we just stick to, advising people to grow and all that. So, we get to hear people's personal experiences and guide them through mentorship and coaching. So this is the right platform to discuss love and algorithms.
No, I agree with you. Guide them on personal and coaching, right? Yeah. So like I said, dating today, right, has really taken a different turn from what it used to be back then. I mean, of course, with due respect, when someone hears me now think, oh, I'm like all them old. Please, I'm very young. I'm a proud millennial. Hello. But of course, what our parents taught us or told us stories on what dating used to be. When you have one, maybe growing up back then, you had who even needed your opinion? You just find someone come to your father's compound and say, I want to pluck a flower. I've seen something which is intriguing. I'd like to pluck. Or you meet people like in marriage events where you have like probably Udogu Parara meetings, Achalugo, Chioma, right? So a whole lot of things. But now dating has taken a whole turn because of digitalizing. So what do you think? So can you tell us what literally has changed from the past and now? What has changed basically? Dating and data.
Yeah, so in my opinion, what has changed is the evolvement of technology and the exposure of data to systems that allow this information become usable. So in the past, you like the example you gave, you can be in your house and people have to come physically to know about you, about your age, about what your height, what you look like. But now I can log in on Facebook, I could log in on Bigo, I could log in on Snapchat, and I have an idea what you look like,
Someone
how
who
old you
thinks,
are, you know, and your preferences, where you like to go, if you like to go shopping, if you just like to be in your house, so this is like a major break, and it's has affected every aspect of our life. So in relationship, it's just made it like more unique and universal. And more so, if you look at the more developed countries, like
mm-hmm.
I've heard people say they met their partners online. So you can see that
Right?
there's a different mix, unlike when our parents, like, my father knew her father knew her mother, my mother, and,
Mm-hmm.
and all that stuff. So it's a massive shift in behavioral patterns. Yeah.
Okay, so now let's ease in a bit, right? To be honest, 100% honest zone, no gatekeeping, no lies. Have you ever used a dating app? Hmm.
Well,
And what was your first impression of how they work? You can't tell me no.
no, I
I
can't tell you
see it in
no.
your eyes already.
I can't.
Bingo. Oh my
No, I
God.
can't tell you no.
You know bingo.
I can't tell you
You
no,
can't
but
tell me no.
I would say, I'm happy you said that we are millennials, and
Yeah.
with our generation, this thing wasn't there. But
Are you a
if
millennial? Are you sure you're a millennial?
I am a millennial, don't be deceived by my looks. Okay, so
Oh my God.
in terms of the way the world has evolved,
Okay.
I would say I am kind of a discovery person.
Okay.
So I have used dating apps not because I was looking for something, and I'm sure we'll discuss that critically. I wasn't looking at for relationships. I was only going to
Okay.
check to see what they look like. So I give you an
Mm.
example. I don't know. Can I mention an app on your platform? It's not marketing. It's just to use an example, and it's not a bad
Oh yeah,
example.
sure.
So it's almost like promotion for them. So I'm going to mention this app. If you see this video, please come and sponsor our event. Okay, so there's this app called Clapper,
Okay.
Clapper. I heard so many wonderful things about it. I'm surprised, like when I was in the UK here. And out of curiosity, jumped on it to see what it's about, what it looks like.
Okay.
And even before signing in, it's already like bringing like people near you, and I'm like, I've not even started. Like, how do you know where I am? And I'm always very careful in putting on my Google location. Because
Okay.
even when I want to do the map, it must always ask your Google location is switched off and all that stuff. So what I've done there is to go on the app, see what the matches look like, look at
Mm-hmm.
preferences, and they had some recommendations that still maybe did not, do some things, but I'll leave the rest for Clapper to handle. So I'm just trying to say I've been on one, and Clapper is just one of them.
So, what was your first impression like, basically, in a nutshell?
In a nutshell, is that it's amazing what data can do, and I
Okay.
would say because I've not registered, but it was already like trying to
The
trace
algorithms
what
already
I may
sticking.
like, people you may like, people in your area. So it's, there's some kind of just already posing interest for me without
Mm.
actually fully committing. So I would say it was impressive. It's just how it works.
Okay, right. So, you help people build their lives, right? Of course, with
Technically.
intention, with clarity, and yes, with a lot of direction, right? So when you think about how dating apps are helping people or taking people's dating, well, let's say taking their relationships or making choices for people, what comes to your head? What concerns you the most, right, regarding that?
Okay, so while I'm answering the question, I will say one thing. I will leave the data for you to handle. And why have I said I will leave the data for you to handle is that we would need like research on, or we need information basically on the percentage outcomes of relationships that have come out of dating apps. I would say we would need like full data of relationships that have come out of dating apps. So why I've said that is that we would need to understand how successful it is. And why have I said that? For me, in my opinion, I would say it's good, but the usage of dating apps have not really like helped situations such that, people go on the app because they are bored, people go on
Okay.
the app because they are just trying to test the waters and all that stuff. So I would say maybe data will support our argument, basically.
So, what concerns you the most about people making use of the dating apps in making their choices? So, I mean, just like I said, right? So nowadays, instead of what it used to be in the olden days, people can hide, look, get me wrong, as opposed to walking up to a lady or a guy shooting your shot, people just hide behind dating apps and they feel like you just rightfully said, they believe in faith. I might actually find my missing right here. So what do you think about that? Like, is it a thing? Like, or would you rather stick to the olden days of, oh, let me go physically and right, go after what you want?
People are different. So let me answer this question from two spheres. So we have Africans and Asians,
Okay.
who are alike in terms of relationship. Then we
True.
have the Europeans. Now, Africans and Asians are outgoing. They believe in personal interaction, physical interactions. So there is the likelihood of choosing physical approach over apps.
Okay.
In the modern, in the developed areas like Europe and America, there is some
Mm-hmm.
sort of modesty, there's some sort of reservation and observation. So those people are likely to go on the app to look for relationships because you could be tagged for harassment if you met somebody online and just try to do the African style. Hi, you are beautiful. You know what it looks like here. That is some sort of harassment.
True.
So in terms of choices, I would not be against people that have gone online to get partners because, like I told you at the beginning of the show, people have successfully gotten married from people they met over the app.
Really?
Yeah, like I told you, I have a neighbor just down the road. She says it. I met my husband on the app, you know, and there are a few of them. Yeah, and in modern time, community gathering for young people,
Mm-hmm.
adults is collapsing. There were a lot of gatherings. Like I know in Africa there are still a lot, but like in Europe there are a lot. There are fewer social gatherings. So the only
Yeah.
way for people to meet is via the app, and it's what we call easy landing. There are certain things that people cannot say to people on their faces, but they can say it behind the camera.
True.
And
True.
what's the worst that could happen? You block me or you just
Remove.
delete. Yeah, but but with physical could be a bit very dramatic. So I would say the trend of meeting people online is good, and if it's been successful for people, then why not? I would recommend other people to go on it based on their environment. Because I was looking at Snapchat just before this event, and somebody was saying how she's still single because all she needs is food. All she likes to just do is go out and eat people's food and eat their money. She's not really caring about them because she needs to know people more before she. So clearly, you can see that her online presence has bias.
Yeah.
So these are some of the worries that we should be looking out for.